So a few minutes ago, you were just hearing about Vision Australia's calls for more guide dog puppy carers, and with enough interest, they could bring more of those roly-poly puppies to the regions. Psychology consultant and author Dr. Jo Lukens is with me now. Good morning.
Good morning, Susan.
So volunteering is something that is very important. What are some of the most significant personal benefits for people who volunteer?
Well, so many of them. I was listening to that story as you were speaking, and you know, you couldn't help but smile at even the thought of looking after those little puppies, could you? So we know that when we're volunteering, it gives the potential there for a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment. And a lot of people who talk about their volunteering experiences will talk about the boosts they get for themselves in terms of mood, reducing stress, lasting connections, and that's without even considering the benefits of the flow-on effects of what you're actually doing in the volunteering itself.
Absolutely. So I guess we can assume then that volunteering impacts our mental health and well-being in a positive way?
Absolutely, significantly. And we know when we look at the happiness research that what we find is that there are two of the biggest predictors of happiness. One of them is being grateful for the things that we have, and you and I have talked about that many times before. But the other key thing is doing things for others. So this volunteering, you know, if you want to make yourself happier, this is a really great way to do that. And certainly people who do volunteering, and what a lot of the research tells us is that we do see lower rates of depression and anxiety, because I think it's that sense of giving back, that sense of accomplishment that goes with that. So regular volunteers often report feeling happier and more optimistic about life.
So can volunteering also help your career progression and your professional development?
Lots of opportunities there for us in our volunteering, whether it be anything from, you know, learning new skills, through leadership, through teamwork, communication, problem solving. And we also know that employers, you know, if they see volunteering on your CV and resume, understandably that rates quite highly as well. So you might find it helps in your career progression in addition to the skills that it will offer you, but, you know, in terms of how it's regarded by employers and by your colleagues.
You're hearing from psychology consultant and author Dr. Jo Lukens. Let's talk a little bit more about some of the reasons that people might hesitate to volunteer, even if they do want to. What are some of the common reasons that people might not?
Probably the most significant one, and it probably won't surprise us when I say it, is time. You know, it's one of our most precious commodities. So some people will be worried how will they fit that into their lives. Other people might worry about their skills, whether they've got the skill set to do it or whether their skills are actually needed. And whether what they can offer will actually make a difference. So sometimes it's a little bit of a confidence side of it. So those seem to be the three key factors that people talk about when they talk about why perhaps they don't volunteer. So
we know that so many organisations and communities rely on volunteers. Our communities would really just stop if we didn't have them, and a lot of our community events and the like. How can organisations make volunteering more accessible, more appealing?
Well, I think if you understand some of the reasons that holds people back, so, you know, flexibility around scheduling and clear pathways for people to understand what volunteering might look like. And you do see a lot of the organisations do a really great job of promoting the opportunity and then onboarding people when they're involved with that. So I know one of my sons was involved with an organisation, and their onboarding process was second to none in terms of making it easy for people to come along and volunteer and help. And also, you know, it's about what you do as an organisation to make people feel valued and thanking them. That gratitude piece I was talking about before, how can you give gratitude back to your volunteers? So then that helps keep people coming back to help.
And it's a great opportunity as well. We've been talking about the mental health benefits, but there's so much opportunity for social connection with volunteering as well, such a big one.
Yeah, absolutely. We know that people matter and that those connection points become important for us. And the nice thing is when you're volunteering, typically you are helping others. So, you know, that helps us step outside of our own world a little bit, helps us step outside of the things that we might be focused on or challenged by. So it really does give us that opportunity to contribute to something bigger than just ourselves.
So what advice do you have for somebody who maybe wants to volunteer but they're not too sure where to begin?
Yeah, the good news is I'm sure there's someone out there who's really excited at the opportunity for you to help them out. So, you know, thinking about what interests you, I think, is a good way to go. Thinking about the skills that you have, having a look online. You know, I'm sure there's lots of social media communities as well where they can give you information about what that might look like. Reach out across your networks. Maybe you know someone else and they'll know someone else, and then all of a sudden you'll find an organisation in need. So it's about, I guess, being a little bit proactive with it, reaching out, finding the information, and then going out there and trying to see what difference you can make in the world.
Absolutely. Dr. Jo Lukens, thank you very much for being with me this morning.
Good to speak with you.
Thank you. And some of those organisations like Volunteering Queensland, Volunteering Australia also have some opportunities and suggestions online that you can check out and chat to them.